What are you going to be most closely watching
Thank you,
for
Brian.
in this meeting this weekend?
So I think the market's pretty excited about this meeting. It's an opportunity, of course, and you know the China market's been terrible this year. The onshore A-share market is down over 20% this year. So any little bit of good news would be really welcomed by the market, and I think that we could see a good bounce on the back of that. You know, we're not necessarily expecting any sort of material deal after tomorrow's dinner. It's more just the fact that there is a conversation and the fact that if things don't escalate from here, that would be a good thing.
Define escalate from here. I mean, things are pretty tough right now. There doesn't seem to be a lot of communication behind the scenes. Sarah, what would escalation look like to you?
Well, escalation would be the additional $267 billion of goods that haven't been taxed. If we start seeing a tax on that additional amount, then I think there would be a lot more pain on both sides, and that's a worst case scenario.
What's the best case scenario?
I think the best case scenario is we don't move forward from here. The 10% is in play. We don't go to that 25% that's promised on January 1. And if we don't see that additional increase, then I think the market will like it.
Yeah, what if we get a nice thing? You know, a hug, you know, a handshake, smiling faces, talk of a deal. What happens to global equity markets? Is it up and away?
I think talk of a deal, the sentiment is so weak across Asia. The market sold off tremendously this year. People are looking for any little bit of good news. I mean, we saw with Chair Powell's comments recently, the market reacted very strongly to that. So I think, you know, a hug and a handshake and a smile, it will be taken very well. We're looking for any little bit of sunshine we can find.
Yeah, right. The clouds are breaking. Maybe we see a stream of sunlight come through here, sort of, you know, representative of the sun coming up this morning here in the east of the United States. Outside of the G20 meeting, Sarah, what is the next most important thing for you and your clients right now?
Look, at Eastspring, we're looking across the board. I mean, when markets have sold off like they have this year, they've sold off indiscriminately across sectors, across countries in Asia. We're sniffing around. There's great companies that have sold off. Just, you know, the baby's been thrown out with the bathwater. And so we're looking for good value ideas, good upside opportunity, and we're finding that in Asia. The U.S. market's been rolling over. Europe is very messy politically, and the stock market's, you know, also been very weak. So we think Asia's, you know, when people are looking where to allocate next, and if we see some stability in terms of the trade war scenario, if the Fed rate, you know, if the Fed pauses, if the U.S. dollar starts to weaken, all of this is really positive for emerging markets and Asian equities. So we think that it's a good place to be.